I'll start here. His mom is a fourth grade teacher at our school. Our moms have worked together as teachers forever, and so Graham and I have known each other forever too. Honestly, I can't even remember the first time I officially met him. He's just always been in my life, like a cousin. Except he's not a cousin. I'm not sure exactly what to call him. Usually you will find Graham with a drawing notebook in one hand and his clarinet in the other. But he doesn't play a rental clarinet you get from the school, the kind in a hard black plastic case lined with fake royal blue velvet. No, Graham's clarinet was handed down to him by his grandfather, who was in a jazz band, a real band, and toured nightclubs and casinos, and even played for the governor's birthday once. The case is made of worn brown leather, and the velvet inside is different. It's red and it's real. Sometimes, without warning, Graham will whip out his clarinet and play a song and claim he can't help it because he is part jazz band player. His DNA, he says. Graham wasn't always considered the weirdest kid in school. In fact, he used to be one of the most popular, but that was back during his ITCP, intense trading card phase, until it went bad. All the kids used to bring mammal morph cards to school, the ones where you collect mammals with superpowers and you combine them to morph them into powerful creatures. Silly, I know, but honestly, it was so much fun. At recess, kids would sit on the grass trading them. It became an obsession. Graham was the leader because his collection of cards was legendary. He always had the rarest, the strongest. Then, when he started drawing his own cards and trading those, things got really crazy. His most popular one was a half mouse, half lizard named El Guapo, the flying superhero with a heart of gold and great hair. His superhero outfit was covered in exclamation points. Everybody wanted that one. For a while, all the kids put random exclamation points in their classwork, and the teacher had no idea why. We would all snicker, and someone would say, "Beware of the mark of El Guapo." It was a whole thing. The group of kids trading Graham's hand-drawn cards at recess grew bigger and bigger. Practically every kid in our grade was there, including me and Chloe. Chloe really wanted El Guapo, but I wanted Graham to make a special card for me. It could be half owl, half something else. My owl fascination is a well-documented fact. More on that soon. Owls aren't all that powerful, Graham said. I tried to change his mind. They are when they are shooting rainbow lasers out of their wings, but he never made me one. Too busy being the king of recess, I guess. But it was sort of nice to see Graham happy all the time. As the crowd grew, some of the kids lost cards or thought somebody stole theirs. There were arguments. The arguments got louder and longer and spilled over into class. There were tears and the teachers got frustrated. It was a Friday afternoon when Mom made the announcement, "All trading cards are banned at school." Graham's reign was over, and kids weren't exactly clamoring to be friends with me, the principal's kid. Graham still went to the grass every day at recess, but no one ever joined him. They moved on, including me, including Chloe. By then, everyone thought the cards were pretty stupid. ITCP was done. But not for Graham. Sometimes he would still talk about El Guapo, and everyone would laugh. Mean laughing. So he stopped talking about him. And that was the same time he stopped talking to me during school, too. If they laugh at me, they'll laugh at you. That was his expression, or that was his explanation for ignoring me during the entire school day. After school is a different story. Then he's old Graham, happy Graham. He still talks to me about the epic adventures of El Guapo. That's the title of the comic book he's now writing. I'm the only one who knows this. Part of me is honored to know this secret, but part of me wishes I didn't. Every day at recess, he goes to the grassy patch with his drawing notebook. He scribbles and draws in it, working out the next scene in his book. But if anyone knew that he was still obsessing over El Guapo, they would tease him forever. Over and over, I've told him to keep that notebook at home, that he should try to hang out with the other kids at recess. But every time he responds the same way. He flashes me a sneaky grin, looks left, then right, Slyly, he whispers in a gruff voice, "What would El Guapo do?" I roll my eyes and respond with the only answer he wants to hear, "Be epic." To be honest, I'm still waiting for the day he makes me my own special trading card, but that day probably won't come. The principal wears fabulous shoes. The sound always comes first. Click, clack, click, clack. Mom's high heels echoes as she walks down a hall. You could hear her coming from another continent. "Mom," I call out, "wait up." Since there are a couple of minutes before Lexus starts our meeting in the band room, it's the perfect time to ask Mom for a favor. I rush up to her, but she keeps moving. "Walk with me," she says. We do a walk and talk. We do this a lot. "Can we leave a little early?" I clasp my hands together. I really want some time to jump on Donnie's trampoline before dinner. "Come on, Allie, you can do better." I bat my eyes, flash a smile, the whole thing. "It gets dark soon." "I'll try," she cuts me off before I can even get to the good part, that I'm very, very close to completing a backflip on Donnie's trampoline next door. The Whopper flip with cheese, I call it. I'm not sure why it has cheese on it, other than the fact that everything is better with cheese. That's a scientific fact, I hope. Mom isn't interested in hearing about my Whopper flip, cheese or not. "It's a busy day, Allie. Like I said, I'll try." She click-clacks off down the hall. At least Mom is predictable. Whenever she says, "I'll try," it means impossible. As she rounds the corner and the sound of her click-clack heels disappears, I glance at the clock on the wall. The meeting starts in 72 seconds. Oh boy, I gotta go. I head off down the hall, knowing I'll get there in plenty of time. This school is an intricate maze, but I know all the shortcuts. Confession, I also know where Frances stores the extra toilet paper, and I'm embarrassed that I'm a little proud of that.